Hey there, everybody. I hope you are having a very pleasant Woden's Day. It's like overcast here, and this morning, you guys, we were in the 50s, like for overnight lows. That's chilly. It's chilly to me. I really do like the hot temperatures, but it's kind of been nice to have a bit, just a little bit of a break in those like sweltering kind of temperatures that we've had. Anyway, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope that you are having a sweet, sweet Woden's Day. I have two new journals to go into the shop. These are our $25 journals. They are 4x6. They are created from two of the fabrics that I got from the yard sale that I went to on Saturday at the Episcopal Church in town. And it was just such a sweet yard sale. They just had all kinds of things. This first one was in a basket with vintage aprons, and I did snag a vintage apron. Some of them were really super tattered, but this one was not quite so tattered. But I will tell you guys that I'm having a lot of trouble cutting that baby up, trying to use it. I think that aprons and those sorts of items, especially aprons, are indicative of cooking and culinary stuff and feeding a family and mealtime and preparing food and putting up food and canning tomatoes and things like that. So that apron has been, and you can see the evidence of that it was a well-worn apron. The apron strings are coming off of it, but it reminds me a whole lot of an apron that my mother-in-law had when I was married to my first husband. So I'm just really having trouble like trying to utilize it, which I really do want to do because to me it's just very rich in story. This fabric was in the basket of aprons, of vintage aprons. So I love the fabric. It is so simple. It does have like it's a cotton kind of fabric. You can kind of barely just see the actual weaving on that fabric. I just think it's super pretty. I finished this off really simply with some glass beads. The closure is a brad. I thought the brad really did fit very nicely. We've got an abundance of hairy paper clips for you guys to play with. So let's take a peek in here. I did utilize the book about 1950s, 1960s wrapping paper. To me, that's just a very, very interesting book. And it's an interesting, you can look at this and go, oh, well, that's definitely, very 60s. Each pocket is filled with goodies for you to play with. I also was quite liberal, my friends, with my layered bookmarks. Now, with something like this, only one side is done, so you can turn it over and do your own layering on this side and then put a hole in it and have a double-sided bookmark. These are awesome to use as gifts. I always think about, books like this being, sorry, I've got like a power strip under my desk and my foot keeps hitting it. I always think about books like this would be so nice for people who are, have mobility issues or who are in rehab or something like that. And it's nice to be able to give things to people, who are helping us. And something like this, just like it is a beautiful little item. Put a little hole in the top, take one of these fibers and loop it through, and there you go. You got a sweet little gift for someone. Very lovely, pretty papers. This is a synonym-antonym book. I think it's called an Allen's synonym-antonym book. This is another piece that I picked up at the church yard sale that I was just crazy about. I especially love the way that it's tabbed over here. And it does say name, company, address, telephone, fax, email in impossibly tiny little blocks. So I don't know how that could have been a useful item, but I really do love the paper and I love the way that it is arranged. a little bit of cardstock for you, another little chippy bit right here. This one says share. Things like this whole pocket, use it as a journal prompt. What skills do you have that you could share? What is the best shared object that you've ever received in your life? Share is such an open-ended idea word. Cityscape, where would you go if you could go anywhere to a city? Get up and go. What's keeping you from getting up and going to that place? So things like this are excellent for prompts. There's some flip-flops up here. I think that was a K & Company. They're stickers. They're 3D stickers. These are some alphabet letters that have old newspapers as a background. I thought those were super cool. Again, from the really neato book about vintage wrapping papers. This has little tricycles on it. I thought it went really well with the image of the children that are playing on the monkey bars. I love this kid right here because he has on glasses and a little beanie cap. I just thought that he's cool, and this guy has a cap too. They're just really beautiful work on things like wrapping paper that we don't quite see anymore. We don't see that level of work. This is some wrapping paper from Miss Trills down in New Zealand. Thank you for sending that along to us. We love it. This is a pumpkin, and it says pick up some sturdy vintage mugs at tag sales for serving steamy soups and stews. That was kind of a good idea. I kind of like that. And we're all looking for, you know, recipes and handy hints this time of year. I love this. It says happy birthday to you. It's a little girl playing guitar and her dog is singing along. You know, when we had Mr. Kronk, he was a great singer, y'all. He absolutely loved to sing. And Mia, strange as it is, will howl at the moon. She has a very, you know, we think we've bred that wolf instinct out of a dog. Nope. You know, it's still there. It's still there. This is a small piece of paper that has a dream catcher on it. So, you know, that's a prompt. What are your dreams about? Are you having familiar dreams? Or have you dreamt the same thing for a long time? Are you wondering what that dream means? This is a little bit of Christmas for you. Again, you know, you can use this as cocoa and cookies. Did you ever make cookies with your mom or with your grandmom? I did not cook with my mom or with my grandma. I did not cook, period. I cooked, but no one taught me to cook. Does that make sense? No one taught me to cook. I just kind of learned it by myself. We have some art trading cards in here for you. This is a layered piece that says first, and I thought it just went really well with that paper that's in that pocket right there. You can make a truly beautiful piece. Remember, all of these pieces of paper can be used as cards. So, you know, do you want to think of this as a card making journal? You know, think of it as a mixed media journal. Think about it as a, I just need one more thing to make this piece complete. And, you know, you have a lot of options in a book like this without digging. You know, I'm not a fan of digging and dragging stuff out. This is an old recipe card that I got at the same yard sale. This is an actual time card, which I thought was just very interesting. This is a sweet piece that says wonderful, and on the inside pocket there are some little girls celebrating birthdays. From this haircut, I can totally see that this is 1960s right here. Remember, this is our sample wrapping paper book that we are just crazy about. This says sound. Again, you know, a prompt. What sounds do you like? I will tell you what sounds I like. I like to hear Mia lapping water. I like to hear Mia crunching on potato chips. She likes potato chips. And I love to hear her little feet on the floor behind me when I've got her bowl of food ready. I love to hear the voice of my children. My boyfriend has a great voice, so I really love to hear his voice. He's the big 5-0 today, y'all. Chris is 50. I met him when he was 25, so I've known him half his life. Isn't that crazy? This is one of our layered quilted notepads that we've been doing with that super cool closure. A little bit of ephemera for you from 1906. And there we go, friends. That is our little, I think we'll call this one Granny, because I think that this was in a box with the rest of that the vintage aprons, and I really do think that this was destined to be an apron, but now it's destined to be a journal cover for us. I also got this sweet fabric at the yard sale on Saturday. I thought it had such a whimsical look. I put a brad on it that says Giggle. I finished off the spine with just a smattering of different kinds of beads, mostly glass beads, a couple of green hearts because it just looked right with the journal. I love this whole thing, you guys. I love the porpoises, I love the fish, I love the clams, I love the treasure box with the necklace, you know, the pearl necklace coming out of it. There's a snail right here, just all kinds of seahorses. It's a very whimsical little book. So I started off with a Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl. This is a velvet piece that is on a background right here. So, you know, just kind of a nod to the cover. Another one of my quilted layered bookmarks here. Lots of ABCs for you to play with. I have to show this to you. Isn't that cool? Now, this is definitely 60s right here. And I thought it went well with the ABCs, you know, the stickers that are in this pocket, because you can see a C right there on her megaphone. We'll tuck all this back in here. Some sweet papers. Love the cowboy and the puppy dog. I like this whole outlay right here. You've got the words Wonderful World. You've got hot air balloons, early airplanes, and I just think that it would go great with this piece of paper. So, you know, that's kind of a pre-curated sort of piece for you guys to play with. And someone commented about that not long ago, that these books are curated in a way where you can use the elements that are in, and I really do try to do that, you guys, the elements that are in the pockets, the elements that are held by the hairy paper clips are already put together for you, because when I put these things together, I like to see things that you guys can use. You know, these are flow journals. They're meant for you to play with, pull apart, all kinds of, you know, that kind of thing. So we got flip-flops here. There's a card that says Family Times right here. And this paper has circles on it that are maps. Looks like little circular maps. I love this. I just think it's really sweet. The babies are playing with, there's a kitty cat there, there's a doggy, there's a chipmunk, there's a little frog right there. This one, again, is like a pre-curated, not pre-curated, because curated means that it's put together for you. I thought that these little girls were just precious. I thought the purple really fit together. And then the little chippy bit that says child fit together nicely. This is 1906. This is, I think it's a 1992 envelope. I loved the stamps. I thought the stamps were super neat. Travel bound memories, again, journal prompts. You know, these books are chock full of journal prompts. Little kids playing Ring Around the Rosie. Another pocket for you to play with. This says Altar again. It's got a little bit of Easter ephemera back here. Umbrella, you know, we think about April and we think about April showers. We think about Easter during April. This chippy bit says First, and to kind of point again to the cover of the book, I have a fish that is a Kamloops trout, And this is the 1953 National Wildlife Federation. It is a sticker, although I would think after all those years it may have lost its sticker quality. This one says first. These flowers would make an awesome background. And we got a little bit of sunshine, a little crab right there. The synonym antonym book, and I think that was from 1945. I think, I'm not quite sure. It says applaud. I love these peacocks here. Those aren't peacocks. I don't know what kind of bird that is, but it's not a peacock, but it's really cool. This is the books that I've been putting together that has the watercolor paper in it. The front of the book says Chronicles, and then it kind of just fans out like that. And you can do some sketching right here. Yeah, this would be a nice thing to just slip into your bag and just be able to take that element somewhere and do some sketching or painting or urban sketching or whatever you wanted to do with it. Another layered piece. This is the 1953 National Wildlife Federation. There's a recipe card back here. God, that blue is just so pretty. And that blue has just this pop of pink in it. So I thought that that would go really nicely with those three pages right there, those three elements. More ABCs for you to play with. And the last pocket has a chippy bit that says photograph. This is Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. I just love this image right here with the little kitty cat pulling on her sash on her dress. It's just so sweet. You guys, I will have these in the shop a little later on this afternoon. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for taking a look at these new fabrics that I got from that wonderful churchyard sale. Man, oh man, it was fantastic. I'm going to another one on Saturday, and I hope to do as well as I did last Saturday. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.